The coolest Gibson shape has joined the custom shop. Let's check out the brand new Gibson RD. Since its release in 1977, the Gibson RD has been one of the cult classics of the Gibson catalogue, but has never really had its time in the sun, and I don't know why, because as I said in the intro, this is my favourite shape of Gibson. I just think it's super, super cool. But now it's joining the ranks, and rightfully so, in the Gibson custom shop. So there's a lot to be getting on with this guitar, particularly there's one spec that, if you don't know, is very interesting with this guitar. But I'll be going over that, as well as the fact that this guitar is just preloaded with riffs, so you will be hearing a lot more in this video also. If you want to get a bit of a heads up on the specs though, there will be a link in the description that will take you directly to our website. While you're down there, give us a subscribe because you can keep up with all the latest news at Guitar HQ, but let's just jump right in. So if you are rather unfamiliar with the Gibson RD, probably the most striking feature of it is that shape. It's almost like you kind of, you know, threw an Explorer and a Firebird in the microwave together and sort of like, you know, let them sort of melt together, which I think it's just an awesome shape, especially with that like Les Paul headstock on it, and the fact that this is obviously a custom shop model. It's got the block inlays, it's got the custom shop logo on the headstock, that split diamond there as well. But let's start with the pickups before I kind of tell you that main like tidbit about the RD. And let's kick it off with a bit of a clean, just so we can hear really what's going on with them. So it was one thing that really surprises me is like when Gibson pickups clean up really, really well, because certainly for myself anyway, from growing up, I was always under the sort of expectation that Gibson pickups or humbuckers that are loaded into, you know, Les Paul or Explorers or RDs for that style, they will only be good for like big chunky riffs and, you know, distortion. One of my favorite positions, especially with these pickups, which are the ones that go into a Les Paul Custom, which are a 490R in the neck and then a 498T in the bridge there. But when you get into that middle position there, throw on a little bit of delay and reverb, just it sounds absolutely lush. Then of course going up to that neck there, it can be nice and warm, which shows you that it's not just a one-trick pony with these. And certainly, you know, if you are a big riffer and you want like big distorted tones, it's going to be great for that. If you are, say, like a Strat player or a single coil player or something, and you just want that little bit extra to it, there is a way to really tame these pickups as well, so don't just think it is a one-trick pony. If you've ever found yourself reaching for the humbucker guitar instead of the single coil for cleans, let me know down in the comments below, because it does give you a slightly different vibe. What I'm most excited about this guitar, and what you may have heard at the start, is all those big chunky riffs, and that's why I've got this guitar in drop D. Honestly, I could just do that all day. Just, you know, even if I wanted to even tune that a bit lower, that could just be heaps of fun. But that is the kind of main point with the RD, is that it handles drop tunings and lower tunings very, very well. And the reason for that is actually it stands out against all the other Gibson catalogue, because this is actually a 25.5-inch scale length on those. For those that don't know, the scale length is the distance from the nut to the bridge. And traditionally what you'll find with, say, something like a Les Paul, is that that is a 24.75 inch scale length. That's the standard Gibson scale length across the board, and something like a 25.5 inch, which is on the RD, is very similar to a Fender style guitar. For example, Telecaster or Stratocaster, which, if you've ever wondered why a Gibson and a Fender feel different, it's not just the neck shapes, well, that's probably to do with the scale length. So of course, combining that scale length with this big old mahogany chunky body, what's the best thing to throw at this? Probably something like a fuzz pedal or something, which, actually, Aaron, have we got levels set for a fuzz right now?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, let's go for it. And those sounds there, that was what I was most excited about playing with this guitar. Now, I'd probably call myself like a Fender style player as my number one. Like, I've always been used to that kind of 25.5 inch scale length, but I've been finding myself like having a great time with this guitar, not only because it is a Gibson custom shop, that's kind of par for the course that they're going to be great. That scale length and like the feel of this guitar, it just feels like different enough from a Les Paul for me to immediately be comfortable with it. And if you find yourself in that same situation, maybe you're a kind of a predominant Fender player or that 25.5 inch scale length, then you're going to get on absolutely amazing with this. Now, obviously, with this being a custom shop model and whatnot, it does have certain features that are very specific to it, and of course, the price tag that comes with it. With the way that Gibson have been for the past couple of years, I would love to see just like a production model of this, maybe even an Epiphone down the line. But that is your opportunity to go down and subscribe so you can keep an eye out and see if those guitars do get released. And while they're down there, give us a like as well if you have enjoyed the video, because you can keep up with all the latest news at Guitar HQ. Until next time, I've been Kieran, and I've just been spending a little bit of time with maybe my favourite Gibson, which is the Gibson Custom Shop RD. Have a great day.